What's up, everyone? My name is SBJ, and I'm the host and creator of It's Super Effective, which is a Pokemon podcast. And with me, I have Will.
You said podcast like it's a question, like we haven't been doing this for 6, 7, how many years? 6 years?
I don't know.
Anyways, I'm just trying to figure out my minimum number of words I have to say before I can lean back and enjoy my free pass.
And then I also have Travis with us today.
Yeah, coming to you live from the Street Pass apocalypse.
Before we begin, I just want to give a big shout out to PAX for letting us present this panel, and a big shout out to you guys for filling this room. This is incredible, so thank you everyone for being here. So this whole, by the way, this is being recorded, so it will be our 255th episode that will go live on Monday. How this is going to work is you guys wrote a bunch of questions, and those questions also vote for a favorite water-type Pokemon. So we're going to read those questions, and then we're going to hopefully tally those votes. And if there are ties and whatnot, we're going to try to rank them. So if anyone is upset, please understand that this is your list, not mine. And we're just doing water Pokemon to make it a little bit easier, and then if we do future PAXs, we can do like grass or dark or psychic and stuff. Before we begin, I think I already said before we begin, but how many of you have actually listened to It's Super Effective or heard of us? All right.
A couple of people out there just don't want to make us feel bad.
I'm going to switch this slideshow real quick and also just double check that this is recording. Okay, cool. All right, that's just going to be up. That's where you can find us. Okay, but let's begin. All right. Nick, are you ready to tally if need be? Okay. Sweet. All right, Irene's also here. Shout out to Irene and Nick for doing all this for us. They're doing the hard work. First vote is for Magikarp. This is working out pretty well.
Hey, I mean, you got to start at the beginning, right?
Question is, why is Pokemon Snap the best Pokemon game?
I would just say because it's wonderful. No, that wasn't good. I didn't nail it.
Well, do it again.
No, because I already failed once.
No, all I know about Pokemon Snap is I borrowed it from like a video store one time and kept it overnight and returned it the next day, and that was as
Congratulations.
What? Yeah, riveting story. I recently played Pokemon. I think we all look at Pokemon Snap and the fact that it was so good back then. And I don't know how many of you recently have played it or whatnot, but I recently played it.
And it's still great, and there's nothing bad about any of it because it's all perfect all the time.
Let me tear it apart right now.
Nope, no, I will not allow you.
I recently played it with my girlfriend Irene. We streamed it, and it was her first time actually playing it. And the entire time I couldn't help but think, man, this game really holds up. It's really great. And there are just a lot of little things that they do, and just seeing Pokemon in motion and in that way where you're just not seeing them in combat like in Sun and Moon is just really, not inspiring, but it's like delightful.
Wait, so have you done the picture taking in Sun and Moon?
It's not.
It's good enough for me.
No, it's not good enough.
If you haven't been taking your pictures in Sun and Moon, do it. It's fun. You get likes. You get thumbs
from
ups.
Imaginary people, which I think is the weirdest part of it.
I'll take whatever people I can get.
And then also those imaginary people sometimes don't like your pictures. Sometimes they specifically dislike what you take, and that is hurtful.
Second vote for a Pokemon is Psyduck.
Good one, yeah.
I'd be like Psy-I-I, but I don't do voices.
We did say that these questions didn't have to be Pokemon related. This question is, do you play Stardew Valley?
Yes. Yeah.
I love how cheery you guys are. It's great.
What about the two of you? I certainly do. What about the two of you?
I do not play farm simulators, no.
Stardew Valley is really great, and if you haven't played it, you should. I know it's coming to Nintendo Switch, which is really exciting. Yeah, I guess.
Steve, who did you marry?
Who did I marry? Was it Abigail?
Abigail was like the gamer.
The gamer chick.
Yeah. I married, what's her name? Emily, the one who likes like crystals and sewing and stuff.
Oh. All right.
You know.
I mean, you picked wrong, but that's okay. Third vote here is Ammonite.
Oh,
No.
And
no.
Incorrect.
So
No, it's
good.
fine.
He's like squishy. The question is, would you play a Pokemon D&D?
Yes, and we have is the thing.
Travis, do you want to explain
Yeah.
our D&D show?
You sure? That was some organic buzz marketing that just happened there. Well, we have a sideshow called Mythical where we play Dungeons and Dragons, but in a medieval magical Pokemon setting. It's as weird as it sounds, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So if you're into Pokemon D&D, like Travis said, we do a show called Mythical. The cool thing about it is we have 3 seasons. We have season 1, 1.5, and season 2, and they're all contained in its own thing. So you don't have to start at season 1 to get to listen to season 2. You could start at season 2 and then go back. They're contained stories. I think of it a lot like Game of Thrones in the aspect of like an episode of Game of Thrones.
And it's just as good.
There's just a lot of murder. No, in an episode of Game of Thrones, you can they pan to different people, so a whole episode could be focused on Jon Snow. And then maybe in 3 episodes you won't get any Jon Snow, and then he comes back. So that's kind of what we think of Mythical, and the fact that this story is contained here in this season. But if you wanted more of that, then you can go back and listen to other seasons. It's supposed to be accessible, so you can jump in. I'll read the next one, then you guys can jump in. We got a vote for Vaporeon. All these Gen 1 Pokemon. The question is, do you rock out to the album To Be a Master? We all live in a Pokemon world.
Yeah, I think it's clear.
I don't remember the next verse.
Oh, I don't remember anything from To Be a Master, if I'm being honest.
That was a good album.
Yeah, sure, so I can read a question. We have another vote for Psyduck, good choice. And then the question, and I'll explain it in a bit, the question is, what do you think of Smogon tiering? So Smogon is a part of the Pokemon competitive scene where it's sort of a community for people to battle against each other with the Pokemon games competitively. And so in order to facilitate that, they've ordered Pokemon into different tier structures. So the ones that get used the most get stuck in the Uber tier, and then there's overused under that, underused, and it goes down like that to facilitate different formats to play with, so that you end up seeing more Pokemon in the structures. At least that's the hope, and I think it works pretty well. I know it's controversial because it's not an official
because it's not real VGC.
Because it's not an officially sanctioned format, but I mean, people have fun with it, so that's kind of all that matters. And I think it does do a good job in facilitating, because you're not going to see you're not going to see a Charge-a-Bug you're not going to see there are a lot of Pokemon that you just wouldn't see in the official VGC format.
Furret?
Yeah, you wouldn't see a Furret in the official VGC format because it's not allowed. But
not with that attitude.
I guess.
Hey, my only problem with Smogon tiering is when people then come to a VGC competition and don't understand that the Smogon rules don't apply anymore. So you can put both your opponents to sleep and stuff like that. But, you learn eventually.
Will, you want to read one?
Well, I need to call a judge on this because somebody voted for Cabrawler, but I thought Cabrawler was pure fighting.
It is
type.
just fighting.
So that vote
disqualified.
Disqualified. What was the question, though?
The question is the best generation of Pokemon games, Generation 5. All right, Steve.
Well, you're wrong.
I like Gen 2.
I would say Gen 2.
Yeah.
Woo. I want to say Sun and Moon because I loved those games a ton, but I don't know if they're going to hold up. Like Gen 2 definitely held up, and Heart Gold Soul Silver's easily one of the best games to recommend to people.
Yeah, I would say whatever's going to follow Sun and Moon will probably be really amazing. But Gen 2 doesn't have Volcarona, so it's garbage.
We got to vote for Squirtle. I love this question because it says, what is the best? And then best is scribbled out, and then it says, what is the worst dual typing?
Ooh.
Ground, water.
Don't stop hating on Gastrodon. It's great. I don't.
4 times a week to grass.
That is a bad thing to have. Probably Abomasnow typing, right? Probably. I mean, I love ice type Pokemon.
It's a Christmas tree.
Correct. I love Abomasnow and I love ice types, but having ice and grass is just asking for trouble. You're weak to virtually everything.
But I think they determined that its grass bug is like the worst, right? Paris is like, the Parasect is the worst.
Yeah, that's a bad one too.
That's the most weaknesses.
And you have dry skin as well, so you're even more weak to fire.
Yep.
Because if you just didn't get enough fire weakness, they added on top, yeah.
All right, want me to go?
Yep.
Seadra. Vote for Seadra. That's the first we've seen that one.
Gen 1. No, Gen 2. No,
What?
maybe Gen 3.
You're fired. What do you think?
Kingdra. There you go. That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
what do you think about evolution items in Pokemon Go?
Yeah, the ones you can only get for like 7 days in a row at a stop. And I haven't gotten any. I think evolution, I don't understand why like the gimmick to Eevee is just given a nickname. Why is there just not stones for that? And, well, like Politoed is King's Rock. And Steelix is...
Metal coat, right?
Yeah. So no, I think those are fine. I guess, yeah, they're fine. My problem is the Eevees. I just think it's a weird gimmick.
I think that's a good point. The problem is the inconsistency, right? That they don't all work like that, the ones that do require items in the games. We going me next?
Go for it, dude.
It's a vote for Gyarados. We had a vote for Magikarp before. So this is, what is the worst Pokemon? We're really negative today, folks.
No, it says design.
What is
right?
the worst Pokemon design? Yeah.
The worst Pokemon design.
Lucario.
Basculin.
Everyone's going to hate me.
No.
Lucario's fine.
Bad.
It's
Incorrect.
just a bad Pokemon. The
Yes.
design's not bad.
Not winning a lot of fans with our responses to this
No.
one so far.
No, I would say Basculin's probably one of the poorest designed Pokemon.
I got you beat. Necrozma. What is that thing? It's like a black cockroach laser?
/ airplane, I guess. Stealth bomber, maybe? Yeah,
If
that's
you
a good
haven't gotten
answer.
your Necrozma yet, it's up in the volcano mountain place.
Yeah, 10 carat hill.
Tenkara Hill. I used to live in Hawaii, and I can't even get these things right.
We got a vote for Oshawott.
Agreed.
What was better, Mega Evolution or Z moves?
I'm going to actually say Z moves because I think... So Mega Evolutions were cool, and they allowed for new Pokemon designs, which is great, but I think that Mega Evolution as a mechanic was kind of underwhelming because it was never strategic. There are very, very few instances where it was strategic to not immediately Mega Evolve, right? Like, you're not going to... There are very few occasions where it's more advantageous to stay the base Pokemon and not Mega Evolve, where there are a lot of instances where hiding the fact that you have a Z move throughout the match would be advantageous. So I think it opens more strategic possibility.
But Frisk reveals a Z move, right? Because you have to hold the Z stone, right?
I guess it would, but I mean, it requires that your opponent run a Pokemon with Frisk.
No. Or what's the other one? The ability. Anyways, Mega Mawile is one of my absolute favorites, so I'm going to go with Mega Evolution. I actually won VGC matches with Mega Mawile, so go for that.
I like Z moves better. I think Mega Evolutions are cool, and I'm glad they kept them. I've said this on the show before, but Mega Evolutions was a way to give us more Pokemon without padding that Pokedex number, right? Because Mega Charizard or the 17 Mega Charizards they made, they're still under Charizard's number. So I thought that was a nice way of giving us like a quote-unquote fourth evolution, but also not padding the Pokedex, or not increasing the Pokedex number.
Well, I like that they did it with Alolan forms. I like the way that...
Yeah, that's another way of not increasing the dex number.
Is it my turn or Will's? I can't even remember.
I want to go next.
Okay.
This is going to be easy. Magikarp gets another vote.
What?
This is going to cause a lot of angst.
Your top 10, people.
Whatever. We're going to have a lot of angst on the panel from
My
this
next
question.
my next question is also negative, so we're really packing them in right now.
But anyways, Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie or Tupac?
See, the problem is it's real easy for me. I lived in Hawaii for a little while, but I'm like an East Coast dude, so Biggie all the way. But these two are from the Midwest. They're like right on the line.
I would probably say Biggie.
Wow.
I'm going to keep things neutral. Switzerland over here.
So that means Biggie wins.
There you go.
We have a vote for Lapras, which I think is a good vote. And then the question is, what is the most overrated Pokemon? I would again posit Lucario.
Yeah.
Most overrated Pikachu.
No,
Well,
Pikachu's not
I mean,
overrated.
by
Pikachu's
technicality.
legit. Pikachu has earned every place it needs to be.
Pikachu has grown as a person.
Lucario is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon, but I totally get why people like Lucario, and I get
Makes
the
one of us.
appeal. And it did things for the franchise that other Pokemon didn't do. It's not like a Pikachu, but like Lucario, I would say, falls under the same category that Charizard does of everyone knows it. And they definitely tried to put Zoroark in that place.
And Zoroark is amazing.
No, Zoroark failed.
Would you stop? No.
I mean, like, Zoroark's cooler than Lucario. But
Do I have
it
to take off my shirt and show you my Zoroark tattoo?
It
No,
doesn't.
thank you.
No, not going to happen.
Panel's going to get real interesting. I would say Lucario, though, is overrated.
Will, what's your answer?
I mean, I said Pikachu.
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to take it
that's
back. What Celebi? All right, how's about Celebi? Onion head.
That's even less popular of an answer.
We got to vote for Staryu.
Cool.
The question is, what do hippos eat?
They eat little white spheres, right? That's hungry hippos, right?
No. I believe hippos are herbivores, so they eat like underwater reeds. And
Aren't they also
such.
like really mean? Like,
They're very violent.
Aren't you gonna aren't they like very fatal if you interact with them too?
Yeah.
Yeah, not fun. Not that I've experienced it, but.
I'm going to go again. Got to vote for Magikarp.
We have a front runner.
Yeah, we do.
Real obvious lead here. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Why am I fighting animals?
I didn't. I'm just reading it.
The one horse-sized duck.
I don't
I don't have any funny jokes about it, but that's just the correct answer.
I don't know. You can do a lot of kicking.
Yeah, you can kick a lot of horses.
100 is a lot.
But it's not. I mean, we got, what, 400 people here? I can
I'm not going to
kick
fight all
all
these
400
people.
people. You don't have to fight
Yeah,
them.
but
You just
ducks
have
are
to
pretty
kick them.
small.
They're little.
I can kick pretty hard. I don't know what I would do against a huge duck.
Run.
Oh, but you know what? You could roast it after it's dead and make like Peking duck. It's so good. Like the best Peking duck, restaurant in the country is around DC. So I could just cart it in there. It's amazing. Can I go next?
Yeah.
I got a real good one. So I got to vote for Wailord.
Woo! All right.
Real big Pokemon. And the question is, and I'm going to answer first. Who are you people? So I'm William Anderson. I'm 44 years old. I work at Georgetown University in IT support.
All right.
I'm Travis Wheeler. I work in a movie theater.
I'm
Who are any of us, really, if we think about it?
I'm waiting for the what makes a chair question.
Nope.
Hopefully, our esteemed moderators have not elected to give us that question.
Travis, do you want to read one?
Oh, yeah, sure. Another vote for Lapras. And the question is, what is our favorite evolution?
Evolution. I would say Vaporeon.
Why?
Sylveon is my answer.
Oh, wait, Sylveon's good.
Why Vaporeon?
Why? I don't know. I like water. As you can tell from... Oh, I took that down.
Yeah.
As you can tell from the type.
So I'm going to have to go with Umbreon because I like dark types quite a bit. And it's got the best design and it's got a really cool shiny.
So I'm pretty confident Umbreon and Espeon are always front runners. Can we get a cheer for Umbreon? All right, what about Espeon? I can't tell.
It sounds pretty identical.
Yeah, pretty even.
It's always neck and neck. We got to vote for Greninja.
Oh, decent. Wait, regular Greninja or Ash Greninja?
No, there's no Ash here, as
Okay.
there shouldn't be.
Which was what?
Why are the professors so hot?
I mean, all of
Professor
the
Birch just gets me going.
I would rather just not question this great gift we're given in every single Pokemon game. Like, why question it and ruin the possibility of not getting another one?
I have no answer. I just.
Sorry,
What
I was
about a
Googling images of Professor Kukui. I was distracted.
I know. Completely. All right, I got one. Slowbro. You got to vote for Slowbro, not Slow King, strangely enough. I don't know how to answer this question, so I'm going to have to rely on you guys. Why doesn't Dunsparce evolve into Drampa? It would be perfect.
Yeah?
I don't... Dunsparce isn't a dragon.
But it could be.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah.
I think Dunsparce is already like tied to some sort of Japanese
Yeah.
fairy creature, so...
But it's
doesn't need
normal
anything
type,
more.
not fairy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like the fact that there are Pokemon that look like each other, but they're not related.
you got your Bouffalants and yeah.
You got your Love Disc wannabes.
Alola.
And your Alamolas.
Yeah. I think that's okay. I mean, like, if they did it for one Pokemon, it'd be frustrating, but they do it to enough that it's like, all right, I see where you're going.
Just sort of echoing back, yeah. We have a vote for Greninja, which is what we just got, right?
Regular Greninja or Ash Greninja?
It's
Somebody
just-
vote for Ash Greninja.
Never Ash
Greninja.
Greninja.
And then the question is, if you could make a Pokemon, what would it look like? What would its type be? And what would its signature move do?
Wow, that's so... But give us half an hour. I gotta come back.
All right, I don't think they've done this, but what if it was an ice cream cone?
I'm interested. You got my attention.
Really outside the box with that. I would want to see an actual kangaroo Pokemon that isn't Kangaskhan, because Kangaskhan is no bueno. But I want to see like a slim and thick kangaroo with boxing gloves.
Okay, you're totally cheating because we have been discussing that in our community for like the past 2 weeks.
Can you just play Tekken? Like, is that the one with the kangaroo? Yeah. Okay, I got confirmation from the
There's
crowd.
also
that is
a
the game
kangaroo
with the
gloves
kangaroo.
in like Oracle of Ages or Seasons.
Oh yeah,
Zelda, yeah.
That's like the one Zelda I've played.
Yeah, and you remember the kangaroo.
Yeah.
A boxing kangaroo would be memorable. They could be the next Lucario.
I'm having a real hard time with this question.
Too hard a question. I think
All
we
right.
got one good answer out of it.
Wait, what if I question it like this? We got to vote for Mudkip. The question is, what Pokemon deserves a Mega Evolution?
Still outstanding? Mega Victini. That would be the best. What? It changes type to just pure fire type.
Because it just gets
and-
really angry. Like, what is the?
Yeah, and it gets like buff.
Okay. Woo. Steve, what do you think? Mega Evolution?
Mega Evolution? Farfetch.
Good answer.
Everyone laughs. If there was so imagine that Farfetch's leak turned into like a samurai sword. That's all I got.
Echoing back, let's do Mega Vanilluxe 4 ice cream cones this time.
All right, now we're talking. There's no question here, but there's a vote for Seal. So shout out to Seal. Oh, you guys need more?
I need more.
All right, let me read a question off, and then I'll cipher here. Got a vote for Vaporeon. What is your favorite non-Pokemon game?
Chrono Trigger for me. A few Chrono Trigger fans, yeah?
Wait, is it like favorite of all time or like favorite of like right now?
Favorite non-Pokemon game?
I mean, Katamari Damacy is possibly the most perfect game ever created.
The
But
sequel's better. We love Katamari is better.
No.
Yes, correct.
You end Katamari Damacy, you roll up, and you make the moon and the families all together again.
Yeah, do you want to
after the
talk
astronaut
about rolling up the entire universe in We Love
Are you
Katamari?
spoiling
'Cause
this
that's
game?
better. Yes,
Spoilers.
I guess it's for like 3 console generations ago.
So for right now, Monster Hunter Generations, play it every single day. Even played it this morning.
All right. I
heard all of it sharing that hotel room.
Whatever.
I would probably say Destiny.
Nah.
Too many hours. Too much money spent not getting moved over to Destiny 2.
Well.
I got to vote for Blastoise. What do you think is the best offensive dual typing? Probably more for Travis.
It has to be a real one, too.
So, I mean, if we're purely talking about offense, like, because ice, that's the thing with ice, is that it's good to have offensively, but not defensively. So maybe like ice.
Ice Dragon, like Kyurem, the greatest dragon in all the games.
Sure, we'll just
Shakira?
go. No, dragon isn't a good type offensively because it's only super effective against. So maybe like ice fairy or something would be pretty good. Or no, it wouldn't because you got double coverage. I can't. This is too hard.
Ghost fighting?
Ghost fighting does sound good, yeah.
All right, we got to vote for Buizel, and this is a question for Travis.
Oh no.
What is considered too much water? The Hoenn region.
Hey! Yeah, that's a good answer.
It's amazing that they could like ruin Hoenn, but in Alola, it's all islands, but,
Yeah, but
the
you
water's
don't-
just right.
Yeah, but you don't have to spend all of it. We don't. I said I would have a New Year's resolution where I wouldn't get into arguments about Gen 3, so I'm going to stop myself mid-sentence. We have a vote for Gastrodon, which Will and I were having an argument about Gastrodon before we started this. I like Gastrodon a lot.
I think Gastrodon's a troll VGC Pokemon, and
Please
people
leave this
shouldn't use it.
auditorium. The question is, have you played Fire Emblem yet? And then the person says, in some ways, it's better than Pokemon in some areas. I've only played Fire Emblem Heroes, the iOS game, so I'm not a very good judge of the franchise.
And my rule for any video game that I'll ever play has to have 3 things. It has to be cute, has to involve rolling, and it has to involve collecting things. And I don't think Fire Emblem has
It does. You got to collect the heroes.
What do you roll?
Your crew down the street.
Have you played Fire Emblem, Steve?
I have. Yeah, I like Fire Emblem. It's a time commitment though. I got to vote for Lapras. The question is, what is your favorite starter?
Ooh. Cyndaquil, of course.
Froakie.
Probably Oshawott.
Really?
Yeah, he's cute. No, I mean, don't get me
He is.
started on its evolutions, but
Although, you know, I do have a level 100 Chespin because I refuse to evolve it because I really, really like Chespin.
Quilladin is great, though.
I know. I mean, my second
Quilladin's
playthrough
really
I
good.
did, but... All right, I'm surprised this is our first vote for Melodic. And the question is, what is the funniest looking Pokemon?
so there's this ice cream cone.
Anything like food related, that's usually...
Garbodor's pretty funny.
Garbodor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Spinda.
Spin does a good answer.
Because he's
That's
drunk
decent.
all the time.
He's not drunk.
It's
He's having
unique.
a hard time.
I think that's what
My vote goes for Oddish because like it's funny, like cute,
like a weed.
like a little weed, cute weed, little onion dude.
Is it my turn? I guess it is. It's a vote for Vaporeon. And then the question is, do you play competitive Pokemon? Kind of.
What was the question? Sorry.
Do you play competitive Pokemon?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to more, and we talk about it on the show, so I'm read up enough on it that I can continue talking about it, but I don't play it enough to where I can confidently say yes anymore.
Yeah, but you do Showdown like from time to time, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah, I go to VGC regionals. I try to go to one regional a year, so I'll build one team for whatever the meta is at that time. But it's just to have fun at a regionals. I don't like try to win. I think if the Pokemon Company saw a 44-year-old man in their championships, they'd probably cancel the whole thing.
So here's your
Our marketing
I
is
mean, not
working
that I
out.
couldn't take it all. but I'll just leave it to the kids who actually might need a scholarship.
Yeah, our podcast used to be more competitive, and we shied away from that because there are just better outlets for that. There's a lot of YouTubers that are really great with competitive stuff, and it's easier to show, I think, than listen to that. But we do a Pokemon of the Week every episode, and Travis gets 1 or 2 movesets that he puts together with our community. And so at least if you are in competitive, and we talk about, Alola Sandslash, which I think was last week, we'll give you a moveset and actually tell you why that works. I think a lot of times you can read a moveset off like Smogon or something, and then that doesn't actually tell you. You can find it, but right off the bat, just reading a moveset doesn't tell you how you should use it or what you should pair that with. It's like going out to dinner and pairing a steak with a fine wine.
Something like that.
We're not that fancy. We're like Outback when it comes to VGCs.
No rules, just right. But I would say anybody who's ever thought about going to a VGC Regionals, even if you don't have a great team, just go and have fun because you're around a bunch of people who just want to play Pokemon competitions for a couple of hours. You don't have to win to have fun.
Yeah, I played the VGC very competitively when Gen 5 came out, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. But it's a time commitment, and I think that's why a lot of people do like Showdown and stuff to lessen that load. We got a vote for Alligator. Ooh. How many Pokemon is too many?
Never.
We haven't hit it yet.
We got Pokemon Bank now. You can just put them in the bank.
And I think the fact that they've done things like Mega Evolution and then the Alolan forms shows that the Pokemon Company is at least aware that there's a certain pace at which they can introduce new Pokemon where it might be too much to continue to be able to remember all of them. So introducing these ones that are then related to already released Pokemon at least lightens that memory load as the next game comes out. So I think they recognize the sort of inherent inflation of just increasing the number of Pokemon every game. I think they've recognized that problem.
Yeah, I think the Alolan Pokemon do such a good job of reminding you what Pokemon existed out of the 700 that you might have forgotten. Like, think about before Sun and Moon came out, how many people were that excited for Exeggutor? And then all of a sudden, Alolan Exeggutor came and everyone was like, oh my god, look at how tall it is! And if you were to ask me a year ago what I thought of Exeggutor, I would have been, okay, it's a tree, cool.
But now it's more than a tree.
Now it's legit. Now it's rolling. But yeah, I like that treatment of okay, we're gonna Alolan-fy this Pokemon and bring something back to it. And obviously we're gonna get to 1,000 Pokemon eventually, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that 1,000th Pokemon is gonna be really special, and they're gonna give it the Lucario push. Hopefully it's just not Lucario Jr. or something like that.
And isn't it amazing?
They already have
what
that.
A gift.
Riolu is already that.
What a gift Gen 5 was, that you could just catch 150 Pokemon and have your regional decks, and you didn't have to worry about all these other what is it? What's the Alola side of the regional decks for Alola? Is it 300?
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I think
Huge, too big.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, Gen 5 is really good. Is it my turn to ask a question?
I don't have any questions left, so go ahead.
So we have a vote for Suicune, and then it's a good Pokemon.
I like that.
And then the question is, if you could create a new type of Pokemon, what would it be?
Sound type.
No, you're cheating because you're just giving answers you've already given 1,000 times.
Because I'm so confident in these answers. So there are so many. Okay, so first off, you have Pokemon like Loudred and Noivern, and you could even put Magnemite and Magneton and Magnezone under that because of how they emit waves. But then you have moves like Growl, Snarl, Sonic Boom.
Name a single Pokemon move that would not make a sound.
Calm Mind.
What is the sound of one Pokemon move clapping? Calm Mind is a good answer, yeah.
Notice I got the right answer and he just talked right over it.
Splash Water? No, sound would be a legit.
The correct answer is don't create a new type. It's already confusing enough to remember that Bug resists ground, or is it the other way around? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. You're out of questions, Will, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get you some. Vote for Starmie. What Pokemon do you wish hadn't evolved?
Chespin.
No. No.
So weird, the starter is the only one that doesn't evolve.
Litten is a good answer. Well, Litten is already bad.
Don't get me started on Litten. I'm a big fan of Litten.
My mom was super disappointed in Litten's evolution. She was like, I got a cute little cat Pokemon. What happened?
Oh, I think I'll also go with
wrestler.
I'll also go with a starter. I'll say Dartrix I like better than Decidueye. Well, I already look like Dartrix, so I guess it's just a vanity thing. Am I up?
Yeah.
All right, vote for Piplup. Good Pokemon.
Piplup may be
legit.
better than Oshawott.
The question is, what is the best first Pokemon game? And maybe we interpret that as like, what is the best Pokemon game for someone to start with? Like, what is the best entry into the series? I might say Black and White are pretty good.
You don't want to start them off with
agree.
disappointment.
This game's so good. That game is good, and it keeps things simple for the same reason that Will mentioned before, that it's all the Pokemon are new, so you don't have this expectation of like having to know things that the other players at the same time didn't, and there's only 150 or 151 to worry about until the post game, so it keeps things simple for a new player.
And the
Or
Unova
X
region is
and Y
beautiful.
are also a good answer.
Yeah, X and Y is good because you can farm berries all day long. It's fantastic. And you can crossbreed them and you make the mulch. Why did they get rid of that?
You are the only person that ever did berry farming.
Every day. I loved it. Oh, it was so peaceful. All right.
I would say Heart Gold Soul Silver is a good place to start.
So complicated.
Nah. I was 9 years old and I understood Pokemon back when Gold and Silver came
You
out.
were very advanced for your age. All right, can I go?
Yeah.
Squirtle is the vote. The question is dogs or cats? I got one of each. And I hate my cat. So dogs, there we go.
I guess dogs. Yeah.
Say cats. And Litten is a great Pokemon. And evolves into an even greater Pokemon. Travis?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a vote for Golduck, which is another good Pokemon. The question is, wait, I have to read this again. What is the least non-water type water type Pokemon? So I guess that means, what is the water type Pokemon that seems like it shouldn't deserve water type?
Shouldn't deserve?
Or it doesn't look like it has water type.
I got a
if you
straight up
saw it.
answer. Wait, am I confused? Volcanion? That dude's a water
Yeah, that's
type.
a good answer.
That makes
He's got
sense.
no water.
Fire, water.
He's got no water.
Because fire and water,
What part of him is water?
he can do the water through his
Yeah,
jet
he's
hole.
fouled, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him do anything, so
You're not looking hard enough.
I guess not.
He's a steam.
Yeah, he's
guy.
he's steampunk.
So he doesn't have
steam
goggles.
type confirmed.
That's a bit of a stretch. Gastrodon, that shouldn't be water type.
What?
No, I guess that's all right. He's a slug. I got to vote for Vaporeon. Which 4 trainers from all of the Elite Four are the most elite?
That's like a
Yeah.
real think piece there. That's
yeah.
a homework assignment.
Somebody in the audience said Lance, and Lance is.
Oh, cool. He's got another Dragonite. Fun. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the problem with Lance is in Gen 1 he doesn't actually use Dragon-type Pokemon. He has a Gyarados, he has an Aerodactyl. Maybe he
And
got
then
that
like
in-
2 Dragonites, right?
Yeah, that's the problem is he could have been great if they just held it like weighted. But they were like, hey, we need a dragon person at the end, and we messed up, guys. 150 Pokemon. We only have Dragonite. We dropped the ball. I would say Agatha is more memorable,
Agatha's cool.
and she's old and awesome. Like
True.
What?
Say that.
Yeah, just keep that to yourself.
I think
It's hard to pick 4. Like, what's like the hardest Elite Four person?
I'm trying to even think of what game had the most difficult Elite Four. Maybe. Because I feel like the last few games have been pretty easy Elite Four.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
It's
maybe-
hard. You have to
maybe
really go
like-
back.
Maybe like Gen 3 or 4 might have had the most, or Gen 2. It's hard to even say.
my problem is like Gen 3, 4, and 5. I get super blurry on Elite Four people.
What do you mean blurry? Like you don't remember?
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
And so that I remember Agatha, and I think what also helped was that when they did the short series of Generations, Pokemon Generations, like, I don't know, when I watched that, Agatha also stood out there to me too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only voting one. It's only going to be Agatha.
The Elite One.
Can I get a question?
Yeah.
Got to vote for Marsh Stomp, so congrats on that one. That's a real call out. How would you improve Pokemon Go? I got an easy answer for this, because the only time I get to play Pokemon Go, because I'm one of those 40-hour-a-week job people, is when I'm walking my dog, and we pretty much just walk the same mile every time, so I see the same Pokemon every time in the same Pokestops. So if they could like mix it up.
They do, they just don't do it enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah,
it's not enough to keep me interested. So that would help.
I'm always a fan of making sure all of the mechanics of the game are visible and understandable to the player without really having to dig into it. Like, unless you're parked on the subreddit all the time, you're not going to know how like nests work and what a nest rotation is and all this stuff. And for a while, nobody really knew how the game worked at first until just word of mouth spread. And I guess there's some value to that because it feels like you're sort of solving a mystery together, but I don't necessarily think that a casual video game should also be a mystery. I think it should be clear how the game is played and what all of the mechanics are.
Also, why is Heracross only available in like South America?
Yeah, I would say that's my problem is like the Kangaskhan's only in Australia, and I think Farfetch is only in
Japan.
Europe.
No, Mr. Mime is
Mr.
in
Mime
Europe.
is in Europe.
Mr. Mime's
Farfetch
in
is
Europe.
in Japan.
And there's no trading.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not
But
yet.
they said, I think they said that trading was
They've
only
said
going
a
to be
lot
locally.
of things.
Which I agree with. I think the trading should be locally because otherwise somebody's just going to farm Kangaskhan's.
Yeah.
And all right, well, we have like 10 minutes. So again, shout out to Nick and Irene for tallying your votes here. So we have a lot of ties. So we're going to have to talk this out. Figure this out. So a tie for 5th place. Wait, tie for 9th place, sorry. Let's start there. A tie for 9th
That's
place,
how
we have
numbers work.
Starmie and Piplup.
Piplup's better.
Piplup.
Well, hold on. I didn't get
Well,
the
wait.
list.
There are
We
3
don't
of us
just get
up
to
here
decide?
and 2 of us voted, so.
A tie for 5th place. Lapras, Gyarados, Melodic, and Greninja.
Wait, regular Greninja or Ash
All right,
Greninja?
hold on. We'll get this. A tie for 2nd place. We have
I'm
Magikarp,
sure if we all just shout it out, everyone will know. No.
Magikarp, Blastoise, Vaporeon. And then we got some hot debate. And then our number, I'll hold the number 1. How about that? Because there's no tie for number 1. All right, so let's try to organize this list. So we got a debate between Starmie and Piplup.
Yeah, and we already answered it. It's Piplup.
Yeah, it's Piplup.
You're saying Piplup should be number 9, not number 10.
Correct. Yeah. Why would I be here vigorously arguing? Whatever. Yes, Piplup is better than. Yeah.
What about our audience? Can we get a applause or a shout for Starmie? What about Piplup?
Clear winner.
Not even
winner,
Gen
all right.
1 bias can save that one.
I don't have you guys have a Sharpie? I just want to make sure we get the ultimate list here at the end. All right, so now we got to do 8, 7, 6, 5. So we're between Lapras, Gyarados, Melodic, and Greninja.
8765309?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking that too.
Throwback.
So I like the audience participation thing. So how are we going to do this?
I don't.
We'll
I
have
like
to,
deciding for people.
Yeah, well, no, this is their list. I'm not being responsible for this number 1.
I'll take responsibility.
A applause shout for Lapras. All right. What about Gyarados? Is that better?
I think a little bit.
All right. Melodic. Maybe that was better.
A little bit.
That was a little louder.
And Greninja.
Greninja so far, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Melodic may come in. I mean, it wasn't Ash Greninja, so. Would you stop making that face?
If you stop showing this Ash Greninja propaganda, maybe the 2 of us will stop making faces.
Whatever.
All right. Tie for 2nd place. I've ordered per applause. We have Magikarp. Tough competition. Blastoise. And Vaporeon.
It's like that backside over there is very Vaporeon, but like
Yeah.
it's generalized Blastoise.
Vaporeon's people got here late. I think Vaporeon lost that.
I think so.
Yeah, it was Blastoise that won that. Yeah.
I guess it's Vaporeon is like all the people who got left out in the hall and couldn't get in here. I feel bad.
They were pushed aside by all the Umbreon and Espeon lovers.
Hey, no, there could be overlap there.
Let's do one more time for Magikarp. And this is between number 2 here. So Blastoise.
That's clearly a Blastoise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
not
glad
to
you said
diss
that because I
Magikarp. Magikarp is a
definitely
fantastic-
wrote those backwards. All right. So here we go. We got like 4 minutes. So top 10. Your guys' list, PAX
Don't blame us.
Boston, 2017 dates. Starmie, Piplup, Lapras, Gyarados, Melodic, Greninja, Vaporeon, Magikarp, Blastoise, and your number 1 is Squirtle.
Wow, it sounds like disappointed.
Looks like a lot of people didn't get past the first 5 minutes of the first Pokemon game.
All right, well, thank you all for participating. I hope that it was worth your time. You've been looking at this for the last 45 minutes, so that is where you can find us. If anyone wants to stop by and chat with us afterwards, I will be around and chat and answer any questions until you guys have been satisfied. So thank you.
Thanks for coming.